Easter Sunday, the resurrection of the Lord, from empty tomb to living hope, embracing the transforming power of the risen Christ, Easter dawns as the triumphant proclamation that life is stronger than death, and light overcomes every darkness. In the resurrection of Christ, God reveals that hope is never in vain and love is never defeated. The empty tomb becomes a sacred invitation to believe, to trust, and to begin again. Today, we rejoice not only in what God has done, but in what he continues to do within each of us. Acts chapter 10 verse 34a and 37 to 43. In this reading, Peter boldly proclaims that God shows no partiality but offers salvation to all who believe in Jesus Christ. The life, death, and resurrection of Jesus are not distant events, but living truths witnessed and handed on by those who encountered him. Christ's resurrection becomes the heart of the apostolic message. He is Lord of all, and in him is forgiveness of sins. This passage reminds us that faith is not merely inherited but personally embraced through encounter and testimony. With renewed conviction, we are called to be witnesses of this same risen Lord in our own lives. Psalm 118 1-2, 16-17, 22-23. The psalm resounds with joy and gratitude, proclaiming that God's mercy endures forever. What was once rejected has become the cornerstone, revealing God's surprising and victorious plan. In the light of Easter, we declare with confidence, we shall not die, but live, to proclaim the goodness of the Lord. 1 Corinthians chapter 5, 6b-8. St. Paul calls us to transformation, urging us to cast out the old leaven of sin and corruption. The resurrection is not only something to celebrate, but a reality that demands renewal of heart and life. As Christ, our Passover lamb, has been sacrificed, we are invited to live in sincerity and truth. Easter becomes a call to purity, authenticity, and spiritual rebirth. In leaving behind what binds us, we step into the freedom and new life Christ has won for us. John 20 1-9. The Gospel begins in the quiet darkness of early morning, where Mary Magdalene approaches the tomb with grief and longing. Finding the stone rolled away, her sorrow turned into confusion, and the first stirrings of hope begin. Peter and the beloved disciple run toward the tomb, driven by a mixture of fear, wonder, and expectation. The empty tomb speaks silently, yet powerfully, of something beyond human understanding. The burial cloths remain not as signs of loss, but as witnesses to a mystery unfolding. In this moment, faith begins to awaken, even before full comprehension arrives. The beloved disciple sees and believes, reminding us that faith often precedes clarity. This gospel invites us to enter the empty tomb of our own lives, where Christ meets us in our uncertainty and leads us into the radiant hope of resurrection.